And also, if you missed the meeting or you weren't able to come, that is all right. But if you are interested in doing chickens, I'm going to demonstrate a practice show speech with my chicken here. So first of all, if you are going to do in-cage conformation, with them, the judge will be looking at you how you take out your chicken. So they want them head first out and head first in. So just always say to yourself, head first. So they want you to take him out like this, and then putting him back in like this. So that was just an example of me just taking him out. And they will also be looking at how you hold your chicken. So whatever chicken you have, if it's big or small, you want your hand like this, which is gonna go right between the legs, and the outside fingers are gonna go right next to it. So if you have a smaller chicken like mine, you'll use those outside fingers to help hold down the wings. And then your top, if you have a bigger chicken or a smaller chicken, they like your other hand to go on top of him, which gets control of you and him. So I'm going to start by putting him on a mat. So this is a mat that they would like you to use for showmanship, but you don't have to have, which makes it easier for the animal to grip on and for you to clean up droppings. And then this is a nail clipper that you're gonna use for his nails. And then this is a bigger nail clipper that you would usually use for dogs, but you use them on his spurs because they grow out. So anyway, this is how you're gonna pose your chicken. So like I'm walking up to the judge table and the judge is sitting right where the camera is. I set him down. They're gonna first be looking for my appearance and the animal's appearance and how I take control and how I'm friendly. So I would say, hello judge, how are you today? And they'd say, oh, I'm fine. Then you'd ask them, are you ready for me to start my speech? And you always have at least one hand either on your bird or next to him, because they want to see if you're able to control your animal. So like this is fine, because they want to see that you're posing him. So he's fine. You don't really want to put your hands away from him, because he can just walk away like that. And you don't want him to fly off. So I'm gonna start my speech. I'm walking up, sets him down, and you're gonna start with, hello, my name is so-and-so. My chicken's name is whatever. So I'm gonna say, hello, my name is Annabelle Pearson. My chicken's name is Spartan. My club is Fantastic 4-H Friends. He is a Serama, or whatever breed you have. He originates from Malaysia, which, yeah, you can just say whatever breed you have. Then you'll have a few fun facts, like he is the smallest breed of chicken in the world. He is American Serama, especially. They lay white to light brown eggs. They are a clean-legged, single comb breed. So then I would talk about like 2 diseases. For seniors, because juniors and below, they're not really looking for a whole detailed speech. Your speech can take longer, but they will mostly basically want you to know your chicken's breed, where they're from, and a few basically like important facts about them. So I'm gonna talk about influenza and coccidiosis. Influenza is a virus, which is basically bird flu. So the symptoms are, I'll give like 2 or 3 symptoms, or yeah, that's pretty much it. So with them, you'll have like secretions from their nares, and then eye watering. Then there is no cure for this, but you can prevent this by vaccinating your birds and practicing great biosecurity, which if you don't know what biosecurity is, this is just the practice of like keeping germs away from your livestock and your animals by like if you drive to somebody's farm or you walk around, you clean your boots or you clean your tires before you go in and change your clothes. So then you would start showing, now I'm gonna show you the parts of my bird, but actually I didn't finish. Coccidiosis is actually ruffled feathers, the symptoms for coccidiosis, which is a protozoa, ruffled feathers, and in some extreme cases, bloody droppings. You can cure this, but in the first 3 to 5 days by using Improlium on your birds. But to prevent this is also to use great biosecurity. Then you would say, here are the parts of my bird. I am now gonna show you the parts of my bird. So they like you to start from the head down. So here's his comb, it is nice, red, and healthy. Here's his ear, his eye, his beak, and then his wattle. And then you'd go so down, like his hackle, his crop, it's not punctured on either side or displaced on either side, which you'd say things like there's no sign of mites, or for the red areas, it's nice, red, and healthy. And then with him, the saddle, you have to do this with most of them, probably even little kids. It's not that hard, about right here, this is the saddle area. You want to go right where their tail starts and dig down just a little bit. You don't even have to show the skin, but you can see what skin color they are, and you want the judge to know that you know that they're skin color. So he is just like a light kind of pale color. He's like a light pink. Then you'd go to like, here's his main sickles and his secondary sickles. Then you'd put out his wing for the judge to see, or her wing. Then you'd say, here are his primaries, secondaries. And then they have a little feather, which on him it's pretty easy to say, but in the video it might not be, which is right about there in the middle between the primaries and the secondaries. Then you do the other side and show the judge. So here is his hawk, which is basically the feathered part right here above the scaly leg. Then you'd say he has all four toes, all four toes, and there's no sign of scaly mites. And he has all four toenails and his spur. He's not missing any scales or toenails. Then you'd show them the other foot. And then for upperclassmen, they want you to know here is the keel. And the keel is, you can feel them. It's like a pointy right here, and it ends down here. And his keel is about this long, and his depth of abdomen is about this long. Then for the older kids, they want you to know the depth of back, which basically they would just want you to measure the back, and then here's the depth of back, and run it down. The last thing you will end with is his vent. So here is his vent. It is nice, clean, and healthy. Not right now, because he hasn't had a bath. But it is nice, clean, healthy, and free of any mites. And basically that's all you'd say. And then you'd ask the judge, do you have any questions for me, judge? And actually, no, that's not the end. You'd show the 4 poses of your bird, which is what you started with, the left side or the right side. Then you pose him for a second. Then you'd go, here's his front view. Here's his right side view. And then you'd end with the rear view. Thank you, judge. Do you have any questions for me, judge? And that would be it for your speech. Then if they ask you any questions, if you do mention biosecurity, they will most likely ask you what that is. Just say it's the practice of keeping germs away from your animals and diseases. So like keeping your things clean and such like that. So thank you. If you have any questions, please text the group chat or comment or something.